Hello grade 3s and welcome back to WorksheetCloud. Welcome to your grade 3 English lesson for today, and I hope that you've had a lovely day so far, that you're ready to learn with me again. Now if you have any questions throughout the lesson or after the lesson, or if there's anything that you don't understand, you can always ask mommy or daddy to help you. Send an email to grade3@worksheetcloud.com and we will try and answer your questions as quickly as possible. Now, if this is the first time that you are watching a lesson with us, my name is Teacher Taryn, and I'm going to do grade 3 English if that is your home language. And today we are going to have a look at future tense. Now, we have looked at tenses before, and tenses tell us when something happens. It tells us when an action takes place. So, did it happen yesterday? Is it going to happen today, or is it busy happening today? Or is it going to happen tomorrow? But that could also be next month or next year. It could be last month or last week or last year. So when in time did something happen? Now we've already looked at a few of these. We've looked at present tense. We've looked at two different types of present tense. And we've looked at past tense. But today we're going to look specifically at future tense. But we are going to ask ourselves, what tense is something written in? So we're going to look at a sentence and then we're going to say, is this in the present tense or is this in the past tense? And we're also going to try and change something from a tense to a different tense. So which part of the sentence is going to tell me this, when it took place? The verb is going to tell me when that action took place or when that sentence is busy happening, because the verb is our action. So first we need to know what a verb is. A verb is a doing word. It describes an action that can happen. So if I look at this picture here in the corner, there are two children and they are running. So the verb, I need to know what is happening in the picture, the action that is taking place, and they are running. It tells me what the noun is doing or what is busy happening to that noun. So a quick test that you can do to know if something is a verb is you can ask yourself, can I do it? And if you can jump up and do it, then it means it is a verb. So we've looked at present tense and we said that present tense is something that happens today or it happens now or it is still busy happening. Now that ing means that it is continuing to happen while we speak. So what do these verbs look like? So what do the verbs look like that happen today or now in the present tense? Runs or run. Now there's two different versions, and once we go through all the verbs, I can explain why there are two different versions of verbs. Sings or sing. Plays or play. Eats or eat. Walks or walk. Drinks or drink. Builds or build. Draws or draw. Kicks or kick. Sits or sit. Now, this depends on how many people are doing the action, the verb. So if there is one boy, he kicks the ball. It has an S on the end. But if there are two boys, they kick the ball. So you're going to choose which one of these to use depending on how many people or things are doing it. So let's use it in a sentence. Our verb is paint or paints. So here you can see our two versions. The one has an S on the end and the one doesn't. The girl, there's one girl, she paints a picture. And here you can see the picture of the girl painting. But now there are two girls. So the girls paint a picture. Now you can see how to use those two different versions in a sentence. Now today we're going to look at future tense, and future tense tells me that something still has to happen. It hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen this evening or tomorrow or next week, so it still has to happen. Tomorrow, tonight, next year, anytime in the future, in 5 minutes. So our two golden words that we are going to remember for the future tense is will or shall. So the verb is going to change because we are going to add will or shall to that verb. Now shall is not the seashell that we pick up at the beach. This is a different shell. You can see it is spelt differently as well. Now what do these verbs look like? Run, will run. So in the future, you will run. So for all of these verbs, we are only going to use the word will now. And later on, we're going to hear when we use the word shall. So run becomes will run. Sing, will sing. Sit, will sit. Eat, will eat. Drink, will drink. Draw, will draw. Kick, will kick. Walk, will walk. Play, will play. And this is one that always catches us out. Is becomes will be. So let's have a look at what this will look like in a sentence. The girl paints a picture. We already know that paints is our verb because we've used this picture already. And paints is in the present tense. She is busy doing it or it happens today. So paints is my verb. Now I need to think about how is my verb going to change for it to be in the future. We said that paint or paints becomes will paint. The girl will paint a picture. The girl is painting a picture. So this is still busy happening. Remember we said the ing means that it continues to happen while we are speaking about it. So the girl is painting. Is, we said, becomes will be. So the girl will be painting a picture. If our verb is painting, is painting is the full verb because is a helping verb that is part of the verb. So we cannot change painting to will paint. We've got to keep it as painting and then make it will be painting a picture. Now, our golden rule that we need to remember, we can say it as a little rhyme. I shall, we shall, and everyone else will. Now remember I told you these are the two words that we need to remember for future tense, will and shall. Whenever you talk about yourself, I am riding a bike, or I read a book, or I eat supper, you're going to say shall eat, or shall ride, or shall read. Whenever you talk about we, because you are included in the we shall eat supper this evening, or we shall swim in a swimming pool. And then whenever you talk about anybody else, you're going to say will. So, I play in the garden will become I shall play in the garden. Now you won't use the word will at all because I means shall. We swim on a very hot day. Remember, I shall, we shall, and everybody else will. So now let's look for our verb. What are we doing on this very hot day? We swim. We shall swim. on a very hot day. And an easy way to remember that is whenever you refer to yourself or you are part of the group that is doing something, it will always be shall. Okay, so now we're going to change our sentence from the present tense. Present tense means it is happening today or it happens now. We're going to change that sentence to the future tense. So now we're not going to see what kind of tense it is in. We're going to change it. So Sarah reads an exciting story. Which word in this sentence is going to tell me when it is taking place? Our verb. So I first need to look for the verb in the sentence. My verb is read or reads. I can say, what is Sarah doing? She reads. So reads is my verb. My second step is I'm going to change that verb to the future tense. Now I need to change reads to will read. Sarah will read an exciting story. And then my last step is I need to choose will or shall. So I shall, we shall, and everybody else will. So Sarah is doing the action. So now I say Sarah is not I, Sarah is not we. So Sarah falls under the everybody else. So it will stay will read an exciting story. Okay, so let's have a look at our next example. Our next example says, I watch TV on Sundays. So our first step was, I need to look for the verb. My verb is watch. What did I do? What was the action? I watch. My second step says, I need to change the verb to the future tense. So watch becomes will watch. But then I need to choose, is it going to be will or shall? I shall. Whenever I talk about myself or a group that I'm included in, then it becomes shall. So I shall watch TV on Sundays. Dad talks on the phone. So my first step, what is my verb? Dad is the person doing something. What is he doing? He is talking. He talks. So talks is my verb. I change talk to the future tense, will talk, and Dad will talk on the phone. Now I need to check, is it will or shall? Dad is not me or I or we. It doesn't include me in that action, so it stays will talk on the phone. So, grade 3s, you are all very clever boys and girls because not only did you identify, remember identify means look for or decide, not only did you identify which tense the sentence was in, you were able to now change the sentence from one tense to another. So if I can change a sentence in the present tense to the future tense, I can also change it from the future tense back to the present tense or to the past tense. So thank you for watching grade 3s. I hope you've enjoyed learning all about tenses and that you're going to practice, because when we practice, that is when we improve. So this lesson was brought to you by WorksheetCloud. And until the next time we can learn something together, I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Goodbye, grade 3s.